Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of the High Earning Housewife podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Empowers, and today we are going to be talking about being the key woman of influence in your home. So over this past week, I have had the opportunity to host the Key Woman of Influence workshop. It's been absolutely incredible. We've talked about everything from influencing for good, building a personal brand, earning a living from it. But one thing that I wanted to touch on here today is how you actually can show up as the key woman of influence in your home. And to be completely honest and transparent, everything that I do and everything that I promote, that is the real mission behind it, to put you in position so you can be a key woman of influence in your home and have a feminine presence in your home. So a lot of the classes or workshops I teach, it's to help you to get in position so you can have that presence. And once you are in that position, it really truly is the best of both worlds, because not only are you there to witness your children's milestones, to help be the CEO of your home, but there's also a few significant things that you can be doing in that position of being the CEO and a key woman of influence in your home. So today I'm going to go over 4 of them with you. And of course, there is such a long list of things that you can do, but these are some of the things that were on my heart that I wanted to share with you. So as the key woman of influence in your home, the first thing that I encourage you to do is prioritize covering your family in prayer. This is so important. And it reminds me of one of my best friends who her mom unfortunately passed away when we were in our early 20s. And one thing I know about her mom is that she was a prayer warrior. And now to this day, we see the fruit of a lot of her mother's prayers. And we will tell her, nobody can question whether or not your mom was covering you in prayer, because even though she has gone and passed, her prayers are still covering you today. And as the key woman of influence in your home, you have the ability to do that. And I think the best way that you can do that is by prioritizing a specific time in a specific place where you are covering your family, covering the ones that you love, and covering the people that need prayer. And what I have noticed that when you're building a habit, the best way to build a habit is to literally try the best that you can to do it same time, same place, because your body will begin to do it on autopilot. You will begin to wake up and say, okay, I need to go to my prayer closet, or I need to go to the kitchen table. Wherever you choose to do that, you can do it and make a habit out of it. It also reminds me of Sonia Curry. So I've talked a lot lately about her book and how great it was from a mother's perspective. And one thing that she mentioned in the book is how she was so intentional about covering her children in prayer. And not only would she cover them in prayer, when I was able to go to her book signing a couple of weeks ago in Charlotte, it was an author's Q&A. It was her and Steph Curry. And one of the questions that I asked Steph Curry was that if he knew that his mom was not normal. Like a lot of people in her book, she described going into her kids' rooms at night with oil, praying over them. She described that she would write prayers on sticky notes and Bible verses on sticky notes and place them under the mattress. And he was like, yes, I understand. Like that is very unique, but it was something that he was so thankful for. And as a woman of influence in your home, you can take the authority to do that, to cover your children in prayer. In my morning prayer time, like I pray for things that are currently happening, things that are getting ready to happen, and even for their future marriages and their families and their wombs, like you name it, I am covering them in prayer, and you have the ability to do that as well. Now, the second thing that I want to challenge you to do is really create systems within your home so it runs like a well-oiled machine. As the CEO of your home, you can make sure that you keep up the environment so it is at peace. For me, I love to keep a tidy house. And I'm about to laugh saying this because my assistant's sitting here in my messy office. But for the most part, I love to keep a tidy house. I love to stay on top of the laundry. I love to declutter and organize and keep everything in order because I really do feel like it brings peace to the environment. I don't know about you, but when I was in college, I couldn't even do homework in my dorm room unless my environment was clean. And I like to have systems in place to ensure that everything is running properly. And even when it comes to making sure we have food and snacks stocked up, that is a way that you can really just be the CEO and manager of your home. Something else that I recommend that you do is really be intentional about trusting God when it comes to your future, your kids' future, your family's future, while proactively preparing for it. So only the Lord knows what tomorrow is. We don't know what's to come, but I think it says so much about you if you are a woman who is prepared, right? There's a quote that says, proper preparation prevents poor performance. And a lot of the time, tomorrow does come. So you want to make sure you have a plan in place. You want to make sure you are prepared. Even when it comes to vacation and family activities, I have things on my calendar that I had on my calendar from months ago. And we've been able to have those experiences because we were prepared for them. So although you don't know tomorrow, you want to trust God for your tomorrow. You want to trust God regarding the future, but you also want to make sure you're stewarding your time wisely and you're preparing for what is to come. I always say, key woman of influence in our home, we are proactive. We are not reactive. We have the ability to see things coming from a mile away because we are prayerful, because we are intentional. And that is the beautiful position that we are in as the CEO of our home. And the last and the final thing that I want to encourage you to do is to use or develop high earning skills to contribute to your household income. Like I mentioned in the beginning, everything I teach is to help you get into position to have a feminine presence in your home. And there is a way that you can use your skills, you can use your expertise and really build a lucrative brand and business from home. And as the key woman of influence in your home, you have to learn how to turn your ideas into income. The business that I have built, I've been an entrepreneur for 6 years now, full time. And the way that I've been able to build it is because I took one idea, I learned how to implement it, and it turned into income. It is a skill that every single woman must have. And I encourage you to get in a position where you're discerning what those skills are and then actively investing in the tools that you need to build those lucrative streams from home. And so it is really just, again, the best of both worlds to be in a position where you're not only the key woman of influence, but your husband calls you blessed. It reminds me of the Proverbs 31 woman. She was a serial entrepreneur. She was into real estate. She was into fashion. She was into a lot of different things. And her husband called her blessed, and he trusted her work ethic. He trusted that whatever she invested in, she would receive a return on it. And recently I was talking to my husband because I texted him. I was like, hey, I need to invest in this thing. It was over $5,000. And he literally just responded right back. He said, we all know. Actually, let me read the text message so I don't forget. He said, he said something along the lines of, we all know your history with investments. So we know as soon as you spend something, you're going to get it right back and some, because he has trust in my ability to turn ideas into income. And how you build that muscle of doing that is by you stepping out and taking action on the ideas that you have. So again, being a key woman of influence in your home is so possible, no matter if you're single or if you're married or you're preparing to be married. You want to prioritize this because literally your legacy is depending on it. And if you are a woman listening who is like, Ashley, I actually have lots of ideas and I want to learn how to turn them into income, I recommend that you apply for the High Earning Housewife program. Enrollment is currently open and applications are open. So we're doing enrollment in a completely different way this year. This is the last time doors are going to be open. We only have 30 seats available for this cohort, and it's revamped in a way where not only do you have access to our 8-module training that I'm going to be teaching you live this cohort, you also have access to 12 months of coaching with me. And there's a big surprise, but your registration and your enrollment also includes the live VIP boot camp that's happening in Dallas, Texas, Q&A dinner with me. It's going to be incredible. So you get all that when you enroll. So if you're interested in it, there is a link down below for you to apply. But nevertheless, I am believing the best for you and your household. And I'm looking forward to hearing your wins as the key woman of influence in your home.